You increase your price, you increase your value.
You need to ensure that your packaging, the customer experience, any touch point that speaks to your business speaks to the premium pricing.
And that's why you need to build more relationships that are not dependent on friendship and family, that it's a pure business transaction. It is so important for you to be able to articulate why they should use you in particular, despite the fact that your pricing may be higher. Welcome, Ntswaki.
Thank you so much for having me, Queen.
I'm very-
Sanibonani emalahleni. Ninjani.
I'm looking forward to our conversation. It's a fireside chat. So our objective with this particular segment is to answer the questions that you have around pricing. We did receive some questions even prior to the workshop, and we're going to go through some of those questions. Coach Ntswaki works with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners, helping them to put the systems in place for their businesses to grow and thrive. And she often also gets, pricing challenges from these different entrepreneurs that we need to unpack. So we felt that she would be the best expert to also join us in this conversation. So once again, it is an open session. There is going to be an open mic, a roaming mic. So if you have a question, please, I ask you, put up your hand, ask a question, and let's make this time our own. All right. So, Coach Ntswaki, the very first question that we received was from an entrepreneur who is kind of starting out in their business, and they're a little bit confused and wondering, how do I set the right price for my product and service? They want to kind of start on the right foot instead of like making mistakes and then trying to backtrack. So for somebody like that, what type of advice would you give to them?
Thank you for having me once again, Hetty, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor and privilege to be here this afternoon, or this morning rather. You know what I love about the masterclass that Hetty just hosted for us, is that it shows us how important pricing is in our businesses, that it's an important element and aspect of our businesses. And the mistake that entrepreneurs make oftentimes, especially in the beginning stages of their businesses, is that they want to focus solely on the cost element, right? There's so many factors and elements that go into your pricing.
Yeah.
And you mentioned some of them, which is the brand perception, the perceived value of your business. It's a fundamental element to consider as you are pricing, right? And not just the cost structure. The competitive advantage of your product, of your services, etc. Very important element. Understanding who your customer is and their buyer psychology. A very important element that Hetty mentioned. And I just want that message to land with you guys, that it's not just costs that we're considering, it's the customer as well, it's the company and the brand, and it's the competitive landscape that you are operating in.
Yeah.
And so once you understand all of these elements, you're then able to add a profit margin that speaks to the value of your product or services or what it is that you're offering. Because it then speaks to the cost, it speaks to the value base, it speaks to what the goals that you have for yourself within your industry are. So consider all these four fundamental elements: the cost, the company brand, the customer, all right, and
Yeah, no, absolutely. Tell me, in the audience right now, how many of you are maybe just starting out in your business and are having a bit of a pricing challenge currently in your business in terms of just knowing how to set your pricing? Do we have anybody like that in the audience at the moment? who is having a general pricing challenge in their business, whether they are starting out or they are already established. Okay, I see there's a hand over there. Can we get the roaming mic over there, please? To the lady in black. Maybe you can just introduce yourself, tell us what your business is about and what your main pricing challenge is, and let's see how we can unpack further.
Good day, everyone. My name is Iris, the founder and director of Spiritual and Pie. My products and services, I'm doing agriculture. I'm producing vegetables, cabbage, and spinach, and also agro-processing, where I process chili. So my challenge was, when I get a market, I went to a big market. So they asked me, Oguti, the products, why even expensive, Kama? Remember, number one, means demand.
Yeah.
Number two, means delivery. And they compare me with the market, which one? Oguti, the market, the commission in this amount, and when why are calling expensive? So mine is expensive due to equality, and I don't know about the market. So my challenge was, they want to give me their price, not my price. But
Yeah.
I've won that battle, because I said my price is dead, whether you take it or leave it.
Yeah.
So the challenge is, must see us your market or see us your supplier. They want to tell us how can we sell our by phone and money, make sure.
Yeah.
So that is the challenge, especially outside town. So if you're confident, then you will end up selling a product. If you are buying and reselling, we take selling money later.
Yeah.
So you know already now.
Yeah. No, definitely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And you know, one of the things that comes to mind with your story, Ne, is sometimes I have also found that we need to sometimes have the hard conversation with ourselves to find out the people that I'm selling to or that are around me, are they the right target market now for what I am selling? You know, you go to these farmers markets, ne? I'm sure you are aware of them. You go to these farmers markets and people are buying organic produce and they are paying a premium price for those things because they recognize that it's either homegrown or farm grown, it's organic, it's good quality, there's no pesticides and all these things that you get with the other things that we buy in the supermarkets and so forth. So sometimes I find that the issue is not the product itself, but it's taking that product to the correct environment where it is appreciated. So I also want you to give some thought to say, am I selling my product in an area that appreciates the value that I'm bringing? And if you are, or you need to tweak some things, no problem. But sometimes if you are not, we have to make the hard decision to say, where will my product be better appreciated? And let me go there, you know? So that is something to also consider as well. What do you think, Coach Ntsaki?
Absolutely love what you've just said, Hetty. As she was speaking, I was also thinking about the scenarios where we often also provide services to, let's say, government institutions, and they want to regulate your pricing as well. You know, that those sort of things do happen, where you will have an industry that regulates that this is the standard pricing for, I'll make an example with security services, because I've got a security company. And so you'll have a standard industry pricing depending on the grade of the guard. But there are overheads and markup prices and costs that you can include into that. Now, how they consider if you are the right service provider is also then again the perception of the value of your brand for you to add whatever costing that you want to
Yes.
add onto that. But you also need to understand that so that you can communicate the benefits of your business, right? Not just the features or the fact that I'm providing security services. It extends far beyond that. Love the example you've also made as well. Guys, let's understand something. Not everybody is our ideal customer.
Yeah.
Not everyone is your ideal customer. You need to create a customer avatar for yourself.
Yeah.
Create a customer avatar for yourself and understand who is this person that I am providing these services and products to. What is their lifestyle like?
Yeah.
What is important to them? What are their expectations? Because once you understand that, the conversation changes to the benefits that they are getting from your service offering, from the products that you are offering. All right. So very, very important to understand the dynamics of where am I, if it's a strategic positioning where I'm doing government contracts, you must know that there is somewhere where they're going to cap you. But because of how you've played the element of how I've positioned, brand positioning yourself in the market, that is what sets you apart and allows you to stand out.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that very much. There was another hand that was up around here. Says someone that would like to contribute. Roaming mic. If we can go this side. As we are going towards that side of the room, Coach Ntswaki, Iris raised something about having a challenge whereby people will ask her, but why is her pricing higher? And she knows that she's offering a better quality product. What are the strategies that a person can use to communicate their value to justify a higher price?
I strongly believe in brand messaging pillars.
Yeah.
So brand messaging pillars are the fundamental elements that speak and define the identity of your brand, the quality of your brand. So it's not just about the service that you are offering, right?
Yeah.
It focuses more on the benefits that a person is likely to get from interacting and engaging with your brand. And so you need to communicate and be comfortable in articulating this value of the benefit, not the features of your business or product or service offering, but the benefit. Are they saving time? Are you creating an opportunity for a person? Articulate that. Because when you are able to articulate that, the person sees the value and the benefit of engaging with your brand and business. And then above and beyond that, you need to ensure that your packaging, the customer experience, any touch point that speaks to your business speaks to the premium pricing. Right.
Absolutely.
I love to also advise generally as well is that have different price points when it comes to your service offering. Have a lower price point, have an ideal price point, have a premium price point. This allows you to test. Entrepreneurship and the journey of entrepreneurship is about testing, guys. Validated learning is what we call it. Where you test your assumptions, you test what works, you test what doesn't work. So have different price points because it also gives options for a person and it provides context, unlike just having one price.
Absolutely.
All right.
Definitely. And please don't forget, you increase your price, you increase your value.
Yeah.
Ninga increase in J. You increase your price, you increase your value. I remember when we had a retail store and we were increasing our dresses from 550 to 950. It's like, yo, it seems like such a big jump. But then we'd say, no, you get your dress, but we include a belt and a doek. So it's a complete set. Oh, that's better because then I don't have to buy a separate belt and a separate doek. Ne? It's
Yeah.
And there we go. So you increase your price, you increase your value. Always bear that in mind. You don't increase the price and everything is the same as usual. People will run away and go somewhere else. Okay. All right, great. Let's get the next person. Please do introduce yourself. Let us know your name and the business that you are in as well. Afternoon.
My name is Christina. Maybe my question will be out of the way a little bit. But I was giving an order to order some linen. I end up giving that order because I told you I did make a price and I'm not, my company is not registered under VAT.
Okay.
So when I make some, I find the product is we want 10 sheets, 10 TSRs,
Okay.
and 10 towels, and the blankets 10 as well. So I make that order and give submitting. And then after they told me that, first I'm not registered to VAT.
Yeah.
When I go back to the supply, they say, I said, maybe I'm quite sure finish with you. Then the supply said, they are taking 50% of that, and I don't even know. Then when I check, I can see that I'm not going to get anything. So I end up giving them home.
They said they're taking 15% off the price
Yes,
for VAT.
yes,
Okay, because they are a VAT registered business.
yes, and I don't know.
Okay, okay, I see. And you felt that it's going to eat into your profits.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So I think, it's an interesting, it's a challenge, to be honest with you. As a small business, when we create some of these quotations and invoices for some of these companies, because they're VAT registered, they want us to build that into the pricing, etc. So it is very important from the very beginning to actually disclose and say to them, listen, I'm happy to provide the quotation. We are not a VAT registered business as yet. How do you want to proceed? Just lay your cards on the table from the very beginning. Don't be afraid, because now that you've had this experience, you are now in a position of power. Some of these things, it's a learning lesson. Eh? You are now in a position of power in future to say, I'm happy to send you a quotation. Please note that I am not registered for VAT. Therefore, how should we proceed with the quotation? So that even before you start, you make sure that both of you are kind of starting on the same page. Sometimes they will say it's fine. Then they want you to either submit like some kind of an affidavit that says you are not VAT registered, so that it's something that is not included in the quote, etc. So I think it's important to have the conversation with them from the very beginning so that you are all on the same page, and then it doesn't set an expectation where you think, this is going somewhere, you're going to end up being disappointed, which can definitely be very disappointing as well. Coach Nzaki, with companies, especially small businesses, when we are giving quotations or potentially doing business with bigger companies that are VAT registered, but we are not VAT registered, do you have any tips for us in terms of that we could somehow navigate?
I usually say that you should factor that into your costing.
Okay.
Do you understand? Factor that into your costing if you're going to be doing business with companies that are VAT registered. Remember, like Hetty mentioned, when you are calculating your cost of going to buy that linen, did you factor in your indirect costs and your overhead?
Yeah.
Right. Because you feeling like that is going to eat into your profit means that you did not factor in all the cost elements that are contributing to you delivering of this service or this product to the end consumer.
Yeah.
So you need to be able to factor in all of these costs, including VAT, if you're going to be doing business with VAT registered vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, fantastic. I think there were other hands somewhere this side. Am I correct? If there's any question, please do raise your hand. Please do introduce yourself. Let us know what business you are in as well.
Hi, I'm Hetty and hi, Ositani. I think I have introduced myself. However, I'm in the engineering business and trying to reach the African market. Oh, sorry, apologies. So, however, with the engineering business and trying to reach the African market, being the only female certified to do what I am doing for generations stages. It is hard to have a competitive pricing because you are dealing with the original equipment manufacturers who are exporting the services from European countries using the currency of euros and USDs, and knowing that the USD is the currency. The challenges that we face from a pricing aspect is that we are low cost, but we are using our current engineering principles of South Africa's rates. So that impacts our traveling costs, it impacts the country that we are going to work in, and it also impacts the overall business turnover or profit margins. How do we then strategize into that? And furthermore, is also breaking even and understanding that we don't have the value chain. We service a product that is already of the original or of OEM. So how do we then factor that? Also, if you can assist us.
Absolutely. Do you want to start with that?
You can start with the Queen, but
Okay.
I think one of the things that I picked up there when she was even introducing the business is you sound like your value proposition is the fact that you are a Black woman in this
I also picked up on that.
Black,
Yeah.
this male-dominated or white-dominated industry. And if that is what you are entering this conversation with, you're going to struggle to then articulate what the benefit that you are bringing to this industry is.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I picked up on that as well. And I thought, I think it's something worth unpacking. And the reason that is because what we call ourselves is how people will address us.
100%.
All right. So if you say, oh, I'm a Black female in this particular industry, people are just going to see you as a Black female in that industry. They're not going to see your engineering qualifications or what it is that you bring to the table that actually sets you apart from a professional standpoint. Unless what you are saying is that by being a Black female, that is your unique selling point.
Proposition.
And that is also okay if it is a conscious decision and it is a conscious strategy on your particular part. Now, if it is, for example, there are various organizations in different countries that are incentivized by from using service providers that are either from particular groups or countries that are considered to be marginalized, for example. So if that is your value proposition, you lead with that within the types of companies that you know will be incentivized for using your business because you are a Black female. But if that is not the angle that your business is leading with, then it is actually neither here nor there. There is nothing that irritates people more in a male-dominated industry than us coming to say, use our service because we are Black women. That is the reality. Because that's just, it's a lucky draw. You understand? It is so important for you to be able to articulate why I should use you in particular, despite the fact that your pricing may be higher because of the fact that there are currency challenges, because of the location of where South Africa is in comparison to your counterparts who are abroad and all of that. Being able to get that unique proposition across is going to be very, very important. I would go so far as to sitting down with a coach and really getting that well positioned and put down. Sometimes as well, it is important to have partners. And they don't have to be partners in terms of equity partners. It could even be joint ventures for certain projects that are local in the area that we want to penetrate. Because they can be your eyes, they can be your ears, they can be your feet on the ground. Because at the end of the day, you are here in South Africa, and every time you need to go there, you need to buy a plane ticket and all of these other factors that become very, very expensive. But if you've got a joint venture partner, don't see it as something that is taking money out and eating into your profit. See it as an investment to actually get more business in that local environment that you want to go into. So I think there's a lot of introspection that needs to happen and really mapping out what the skeleton of this business is looking like before you can even add the meat to it. What do you think, Coach Ntswaki?
100%, Queen, 100%. I mean, that what you're speaking to right now is understanding your model, your business model, you know, and some of these elements that go into your business model are going to be who are the key partners that I need to partner with in order to change my brand positioning. So you leading with the fact that you are Black, woman-owned, etc., and not necessarily the fact that you use premium products that are imported, exported, that sort of is, there's a gap in your brand messaging, Queen. And if you have a gap in your brand messaging, it's not going to translate to whoever it is that you're trying to communicate the value and benefit of what you are offering, your service offering. So I would absolutely agree with Hetty in saying, see a coach, speak to somebody who's going to help you unpack your business model so that you clearly understand what is your value proposition, who your customer is, understand the people you need to partner with, the key resources that you require for this business model to work, etc. So a lot of unpacking needs to go into that one, all right?
Yeah, I really recommend try and grab Coach Ntswaki in our next networking session or towards the end after this fireside chat and see maybe how she can be able to assist you from a mentorship perspective.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have any other hand that is up? We've got another one over there. Please do feel free to mention your name and your business as well.
Sanibonani nonke. Ngiyabonga kakhulu inkokheli zami ukusiluleka ngale nto le ngoba isilimaze isikhathi eside. I've registered as a manufacturer of Shagon, but I've lost so many things on that manufacturing of Shagons.
Yeah.
I've lost on tax. I've lost on paying the people who are assisting me. I'm coming out there, I don't know what to do and what to say. Ukuhluka kakhulu ama-prices. Marketing. Asinalwazi.
Yeah.
And uma uthi ululeka aba-venture partners wakho ngalezo zinto lezo kubonakala ngathi uzamhlakanipha kiyo. So i-F_N_B ngendlela eyenze ngayo ngijabula kakhulu ngoba amehlo enu ayagezeka simphakathi.
It's too far.
Implementing, but in price, this price, you don't have prices. There's a lot of people make different things here. But as a film price, they don't get the cheap doing this currency war. But August, August, in your house, kuna nabantu abakhona ukuzenza ezinye izinto esizenzayo. Bese bathi hayi bakhona abakuthengisela ubani noma yena. So I said thank you to F_N_B to assist us in this step forward. Yes, called was prices, marketing, everything. You can't even get off with the picture. Thank you.
Siyabonga. Siyabonga kakhulu. And you know, it's important to remember ukuthi amaphutha ayayenzeka.
Yeah.
You know, in business we do make mistakes along the way and everything is a learning curve. I want to encourage each and every one of you in your business journey to say, if you make a mistake, don't build a house and live there. Sometimes we set up permanent residence in our mistakes. We set up permanent residence in our past and we keep reliving them and marinating there. No, you need to keep your eyes on the prize and the future. You are not a mistake yourself. You may have made a mistake, but you are not a mistake. Your business is not a mistake. So we take those lessons and we are able to move forward. Maybe you've realized, you know what, I've been underpricing. Maybe I haven't been doing marketing properly. Maybe I need to work on my public speaking. Maybe I need to work on advertising. Maybe I need to take social media more seriously. Maybe I need to look for a coach or a mentor or somebody that's going to help. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we make these mistakes because we did not know any better. But as they often say, when you know better, you do better, right? And so we forgive ourselves for those mistakes. We take the lessons that we've learned, especially in these workshops, and then we are able to move forward. even ourselves as Monetize Your Business, we are also very, very grateful for the partnership with FNB, because that, to be honest with you, is what is able to fuel us to come into different communities and have these very, very important conversations. So please make sure we do have WhatsApp groups. If you are not in the WhatsApp group, just go to the registration table and say, I want to be in the WhatsApp group. How can I enter into there? So that you can always see, when are we doing the next workshop? Sometimes maybe the workshop is too far away for you to attend. You can live stream. Right now we are live streaming on YouTube. There are people watching. We are live streaming on Instagram. There are people watching. And every workshop we talk about a different topic and a different subject. So no matter where you are, you can plug into the live stream as well. Make sure you're following Monetize Your Business on social media, particularly on Instagram, and you are following FNB SA as well, to get as much knowledge, as much information as possible. All right. And where you need additional help, don't be afraid. Go to the back there, speak to the branch managers that are there at the back and say, I need help with this and that. How can you help me? What other sources of information can I plug into? FNB has got a very nice feature called Fundaba that you can actually be able to register on absolutely free, and you can get even more knowledge and information. To be honest with you, we often say that knowledge is power, ne? But I want to tell you today, it is applied knowledge that is power. Don't take the information you've gotten today and you put it on a shelf and let it gather dust. Then you take the information, even if it's one thing, because we've talked about many things. Even if it is one thing and you say, you know what, I'm going to take this one thing and I'm going to apply it. Just by applying that, you will then see a difference in your business. So it is getting the knowledge and it is also applying the knowledge as well. That is so important. Coach Ntaki, in your experience with mentoring of entrepreneurs, what role and how is the importance of acquiring knowledge and education in helping us grow and build our businesses?
Extremely important. But I also don't want, with saying that, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, because as you gather this information and gain all these insights, like Hetty's saying, implementation, applying that knowledge. But I also want to just emphasize that, you know, sometimes things are not going to land at the same time for all of us.
Yeah.
We are all here today, we're present, we are hearing what is being said. But for some of us, this message that has been spoken today might land next year.
Yeah.
It might land 2 years from now as you grow in your business endeavors. Remember, I said validated learning. Your entrepreneurship is about validated learning, testing your assumptions, testing, seeing what works, what doesn't work. That is how you're going to learn from this experience. I mean, for me as well, I remember when I started my business, I went through an accelerator program and an incubation program. And literally everything that we learned in that program, it only sunk in for me 5 years into my business. So the key here is that everything you've noted down today, the notebooks, the video recordings, don't go home and forget about them or try and implement everything on Monday.
Yeah.
It hasn't marinated. It won't land. 6 months from now, go back to that notebook. See what it is that you have taken away from that workshop that I was in. What has worked? What has not worked? What have I not tried? A year from now, go back to that notebook. I know sometimes we delete these messages because space. What you can do for yourself in the upcoming week, and luckily this is happening in November because you're now prepping for 2025. Use this period. Everything that's been said in that video, write it down in a book on a note so you can delete if you need to delete. You are going to come back at some point to these notes. Go back. It will eventually land for you because there are language barriers. We come from different backgrounds. Things just do not land at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's okay if it's not landing today. It will land.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? Delete is useless on your phone, guys. Delete my video, brother Enigma. Delete guys, and just have things on your phone that is going to uplift you.
Yeah.
Every time you put on your phone, look at who am I following? Is this uplifting me? Your camera roll, is it full of important information or is it full of memes? Let's just take ourselves seriously. Can that be our New Year's resolution?
Yes.
Let's not kid ourselves and all of that. Just make a decision that I'm going to be a human being that takes myself seriously. Dilithana bola sizwe nan nibe serious bangama business wenu, and just decide that in 2025 I'm going to be serious about what I am doing, and anything that is on my phone is going to uplift me. So that even before you sleep, you know, Guti, oh, okay, I've downloaded something that's interesting. I listen to important information.
100%.
I keep it on my phone. Even as I am sleeping, I am just brainwashing myself in genuine knowledge. I've just told myself, even in my sleep, let it enter. So masiben serious ngama business way to let's just make a conscious decision that where we can acquire knowledge, we are going to plug into that.
I love that.
Yeah, great stuff. I think we have a question that side. Am I right? Please feel free to introduce yourself, Mama.
Sanibona yebo ngiyaphila igama lami Pheli wakabulunga Sibongo ngihlala khona la eMalahleni. Okay. Ngimangaphi ngizathi ngimfana. So ngibonga kakhulu efesibuza la. Ngizosichazela kabanzi ngale pricing marketing cost sivele sokola kakhulu. Enethile kakhulu sikhishwa yiledwane. La silima khona siyalima kunezimbuzi ziyangena. Asikampelekanga kahle, but izinto esizikhiphayo izinto ezi-right ngoba thina abanye sikhule ngokulima. That is why belithi government ngabe iyabuyela esikolweni azame ukuthi labantwana bafunde nge-agriculture. Agriculture uma ucala esikolweni angeke ungafundi kolimo. Abantwana bafanele balime, sifuna bona abantwana manje thina silimabhona ukuthi siba-train balime ukuthi basibathina basale baqhubeka ukugijima ngoba impilo isemhlabathini. Akukho ongakuthola ngaphandle kwasemhlabathini. Ngibonga kakhulu.
Siyabonga, Mama. Siyabonga, Mama. Yazi, another way of looking at it is also, yazi lento yokulinda i-government ngesinye isikhathi iyasilimaza nayo because they don't always come to the party. But there's a lady that side who is in farming and in agriculture. There's Ilsa also who is, I think you said you're growing your own produce, etc. This is already a collaboration there because Umama is talking about being able to educate the young ones on how to be able to work the soil and work the ground in which we already have. And in your own experience of the business you're in, this is a natural collaboration.
100%.
So sometimes whilst we are waiting for government, let us also find ways in which we can help ourselves and collaborate with each other to do what we need to do. So if you know you are in farming, if you know that you are in agriculture, if you know that you've got knowledge and information about that, please go to Umama and let us see collectively as a community what we can be able to do together. All right.
And Zaza is in farming.
You are also in farming, right? Look at that. So there's already,
A network.
by the end of this workshop, there's an ecosystem that we could have built. And we make sure to whatever else that we do individually, let's pull each other in and leverage each other's strengths, and we take it from there. Yeah.
I love that, Queen. I love that you're also mentioning the power of collaboration because I think it's also an area that we struggle a lot with as Black entrepreneurs. To collaborate, to partner with people so that you're able to accelerate yourself to the next level. There is nothing wrong with partnering with people who are in the same industry as you.
Yeah.
But you need to understand the value that you bring and what your strengths are and how you can make a meaningful contribution to that partnership.
Yeah.
All right. So I love that you're mentioning collaboration, Queen.
Absolutely. No, great stuff. I think we have another question that side. Please feel free.
Good day, everyone.
Good day.
My name is Sebilo Kisi. I'm suing and I'm farming.
Great.
What I like to emphasize is that in this business, sometimes you've got friends, family, and neighbors. Like when you are suing, maybe you are doing the alteration. Then that's when the problem of pricing comes.
Yeah.
You don't know how to price because you know these people.
Yeah.
And this thing is killing us because if you go to price high, these people is gonna say that we don't have a heart or we are poor.
Yeah.
We'll go to another one. And when the another one is far from them, even if we are poor, they will go to that person.
Yeah.
It's not the neighbor, it's not the family or a friend. How do we go about that? Because and also in agriculture, when you sell maybe spinach or something, you can't price properly because maybe you're selling for neighbors or you're selling for friends.
Yeah.
How do we go about that?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it is a challenge, ne, Coach Nzwaki. It's a very big challenge. I've experienced it myself. I remember in my retail business as well. In the beginning, it was friends and family that would come and buy. And of course, you know, people will say, okay, friend discount, family discount, yabon, and so forth. And what I also came to realize that you are only really in business when you are able to build a business that you are selling to people that do not know you, but see value in what you are offering. That is not to say we don't appreciate our friends and family, because of course we do, and we do want their support. But what your objective needs to be is to be able to grow your business beyond friends and family. Because if we so depend on friends and family, it is too risky of a business. And they're not going to need your product and service every single day. So you need to be able to expand beyond friends and family and so forth. Unfortunately, there is no real formula because it is a relationship that you also want to keep beyond business, because it's a relationship that extends beyond business. And that's why you need to build more relationships that are not dependent on friendship and family, that it's a pure business transaction. So instead of looking at how do I appease friends and family, I think let us reframe the question to say, how do I attract my ideal customer? And rather work on that. How do I attract my ideal customer? Because that is who I'm actually building my business for. I'm not building my business for umakhelwane. I'm trying to attract my ideal customer. Let's reframe the question, because when we reframe the question, then it means that we look at new strategies to attract the right people. Coach Nzwaki?
Absolutely love that, Queen. Let me see what I can add to that, especially where expanding your perspective is concerned.
Yeah.
What is the objective of your business?
Yeah.
Surely you've got goals and objectives of where you want your business to be.
Yeah.
Yes, perhaps in the beginning stages, your strategy is to rely on friends and family as your customers. But they can't be your customers forever, as you're saying.
Yeah.
But you need a clearly defined objective in terms of where do I want to position my business to operate? What type of client am I trying to attract? Am I trying to maximize profit shares? Am I trying to be a premium brand? Am I trying to, have those clear objectives so that when it's time for you to scale and grow and move away from depending on friends and family, there is a way that you're able to transition into that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Absolutely. Coach Nzwaki, do you think it's a good idea to use discounts to attract customers?
There's nothing wrong with discounts, guys. There's absolutely nothing wrong with discounts because they can be useful. But if your business is going to solely depend on discounts, it's going to fall,
Yeah.
right? So you need to have a strategy, offer some sort of incentives, offer promotions, have strategies behind these things.
Yes.
And that's why I, as a mentor, will often highlight understanding the business model. What is your business model? Because any decision that you make is going to affect and impact your bottom line. Your business is not just the cost element. Understand the model, understand the revenue model. There's so many factors and elements that you need to consider. And I think that should be the underlining message that you take away today in terms of pricing for profit. There are elements and factors that contribute to that. It is not just a blanket approach of cost versus revenue, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff. I think there is another question. Please feel free to introduce yourself and tell us about your business as well.
Sanibonani,
Yebo, oh,
njani?
siyaphila.
Athi uzongithola kanjani ngihleli ekhoneni. So thank you so much for this opportunity and being here. I learned a lot. Actually, you already answered the question that I wanted to ask regarding the discount. So here we go. So now what I've learned today something amazing. Brother was talking about 3 key things that you need to know about your business.
Yes.
Operations, find connection, go in that direction.
Yes.
So this thing is working very well if you believe in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to young entrepreneurship and our businesses are growing, they must learn something to about pricing and discount. Because one thing for sure, so when I'm going to let me just do a discount.
Yeah.
Maybe it will help because I need that to buying a bread in the table. You kill your business in that way. So you need to understand that you are running a business, you're running something for discount.
Yeah.
You still don't need to buy distance expenses that you call that cost in your business. You must consider it. So there's a thing there, physically there for printing and branding, and also to catering. So what I'd like today is the opportunity that I can come up. What I want to do next year is such event business summit. I want to go about teaching the young people so that they will understand that in the world of entrepreneurship.
Yes.
So how can I go with you guys? How can you assist me to be in that petty of growing some people and then doing some business inside like this one so that they will understand about business. But I'm looking forward to teach more people, especially into business.
No, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you're getting value from this workshop. It really helps, when we get feedback to know what is working, etc. So we do appreciate that. You will notice that our media team is also doing interviews of people who've attended and who have learned something or are enjoying the sessions. So please feel free, approach them and say, I would like to do an interview. Because by so doing, when we post it on social media, people also get to know you and what you are doing as well. It gives you a lot more leverage. One of the things I'm going to recommend for you to do is for you to also chat to the guys at F&B at the back. I was having a conversation with them earlier today, and they were also telling me about the various other initiatives that they do, often at times with business owners as well. So you never know if this could be a space that you can also plug into and potentially be able to do training there, invite other people there. Remember, collaboration is the name of the game. Even for us to be able to have this workshop today, it's in partnership with FNB. Without them, we may not have been able to have the resources to be able to do it. So have a conversation with them because they are locally based here in eMalahleni, and they'll be able to tell you what different things are happening. You can go, you can observe and see where you can potentially plug in and potentially get support as well. So that is what I would recommend for you. Okay.
Can I just add to
Yes,
that?
please do.
Baba, so I think what is also important when you're looking for collaboration partners or you're trying to put yourself out there, you need to find an area where you're channeling your energy.
Yeah.
Because you're speaking about printing and branding, you're speaking about catering. And they are on two opposite spectrums. There's nothing wrong with having multi-businesses. But if you're going to speak to me as somebody you want to collaborate with, channel your energy somewhere and be clear in terms of where we're channeling this energy. Whatever principle that you may take, a business principle, you will then apply to the other business. So for example, I mentioned that I've got a security company, but that is not where I'm channeling my energies into. So my attention is not divided. I've been able to position that so that it runs on its own. But when I introduce myself and step into a room, I introduce myself as a business mentor. That also creates credibility, and not that you are a jack of all trades. Do you understand? So find your niche, find where you want to channel your energy and focus in on that. Apply these principles into that so that you can then infuse it into these other areas or businesses that you want to explore. All right.
Absolutely. That's a good point. Great stuff. I think we have another question.
Sanibonani, yebo, igama Ulina. Akusikho question, it's a encouragement as entrepreneurs in the building. Encourage ukuthi thina, sometimes it's not about the pricing.
Yeah.
We're not supporting each other, one another.
Yes.
Mine is true. See, let's make it. Let me. At marketing is only between us. Socialize between them.
Yeah.
Sometimes brand like when a brand enjoy it. Sometimes a person prefer when I say Shima is 600. Whereas when I charge at the same price as 600, the quality is the same. But I'm from support that one person says 600. Today I'm not playing business like back then. I'm a person when I'm a talk show. You know, support one another. So let's say when I stand, I said, okay, yes, let's say and I'm not I'm not proof for that. But just they are taking over our country. But that's now I'm a business back then. So sometimes it's not about price. We're not supporting one another. And if not reference, we are in a let's say in a beauty. You can't let's say imagine festive. It's an email over. Sabona lapho kulomkonti wama-brides bakuza ukuthi uyenza amanesi instead ukuthi khona njengoba black khona bekunazi wenza amanesi angike difference.
Yeah.
If reference which I know you are with someone we are happy with amanesi mina nangithatha amanesi 150 okay my son also is amanesi nangithatha amanesi is 150 uyahamba uyeplanet uyenza khona so and yenza the same quality so we support one another.
Yeah. Nice. Very, very well said. It's so true, hey? It's so important for us to support one another. And you know what? You can even develop an ecosystem, a referral ecosystem. Owens in makeup refers the person to a person who does nails. The person who does nails refers to a person who does hair. And you can even reward each other if you want to. And say, you know what? If when I refer people to you, you'll give me whatever amount. There's nothing wrong. That is also business. So let's not be afraid to refer. You know, sometimes we don't want to refer as if the money will come out of our pocket. Why is it behaving? It's as if it's going to burn a hole in your pocket. If they don't go to that person, you don't make any money anyway. But why don't we do it in such a way that if I refer someone to you, Nami, you'll give me my little 10 rand at fan. Yabon. So let us build that culture. I definitely agree with you. Are we running out of time?
We're out of
Okay, I see that we are running out of time. So what we will do though is if you want to ask any further questions, please make sure that you are plugged into our WhatsApp platform. Make sure that you are following Monetize Your Business on social media because we are sharing a lot of information on there that is going to definitely help you. Coach Nzwaki, can you just give us your final departing words? We are at a stage of the year where we are ending off the year. Festive season is coming. Before we get into Ubumnandi and everything, what are some of the things maybe we should be reflecting on before we come into the new year?
I love that question because it boils down to something that I love to speak about, mastering of ourselves as you grow in your purpose as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. Self-reflection, guys. You know, behind these businesses is a human being.
Yeah.
You are fallible, you've got your own biases, you've got your own childhood traumas, you've got your own triggers, but you need to become self-aware as a business owner. You need to become self-aware. You need to understand how do you respond and navigate through challenges. What are your talents? What are your talents? How do I lean into them? Where do I need assistance? Reflect on all of these things so you go into the new year identifying who is going to help me in a particular area for me to grow as an individual so that my business can grow. Right? You want to work on your mindset. You want to work on your soul set, your heart set. Because it doesn't help to have a strong mindset, but deep down emotionally, alko right. So all of these things contribute to how successful you are going to be as an entrepreneur, how you're going to navigate through all these challenges because they are going to come. And so personal mastery becomes very important. The personal vision you have for yourself, your personal values, your personal purpose, the personal transformation you want to see on your entrepreneurial journey. Plug into those things. Have moments of stillness and silence so you can hear your own voice. And let Holy Spirit lead you in terms of who do I speak to next or what do I do next. The Holy Spirit is speaking, guys, but we're so busy, we're stressed, you are not hearing. Have moments of stillness so that you can hear your own voice. And then we can go into 2025 with a bang.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. I love that. Please do keep an eye out in December. There's a free resource that we are going to be distributing. It'll be in the WhatsApp platforms. It will also be on social media. We've put together a workbook. You can take it, you can print it, you can do it on your phone, however you want to do it. But it allows you to reflect on the year that has been in your business. What worked, what did not work, what can you improve upon? And then it also helps you to set your goals for 2025. So over the December period, in between Umgruvo, Nanani, you can sit down and really go through that work. And so that you enter into 2025 feeling more confident about your business and the direction you're going. So please make sure that you do keep your eyes open and set out for that. It's an absolutely free resource. You can go through it and it's going to really help to empower you moving forward. All right. So at this juncture, we are going to then wrap up this fireside chat. Thank you all so much. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for asking questions. I know it's not always easy to ask questions and to contribute, but you have. And so I'm really, really pleased. And make sure, let's keep in touch, follow on social media, and then we take it from there. All right. Thank you all so much.
Yeah,